women have a choice, two choices basically: pick rice in fields or go to town and make me some money.
You're watching the Spotlight Network, starring Hollywood's newsman, Logan Crawford.
They now believe a single member.
He works with TV and film legends. And now, Logan's shining the spotlight on the world's top emerging authors and creators.
International were abducted.
This is Spotlight with Logan Crawford, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're speaking with a terrific author. His name is Michael McCrea, and he takes us into Myanmar for an investigative look at the blacker side of Buddhism, where folklore, fear, and power collide. The name of his amazing book is called The Blacker Side of Buddhism, the Kuman Thong in Myanmar. We unpack claims about the Kuman Thong Golden Boy spirit and how extremist religious nationalism, including the 969 movement, has shaped modern tensions. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today, and we thank the team at Prime 7 Media for helping us put him on TV today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below this interview. Michael, thank you so much for joining me here today.
You're welcome.
This is quite a story. When did you first learn about the Kuman Thong and decided that this needs to be exposed and some light shed on it?
Yes, way back really, 2002, 2003, Logan. That's when I first got into what was going on with the Buddhist monks.
What's at the heart of it? Tell us a little bit about this Kuman Thong.
Well, one day, best tell you the story. One day I was in the back of my limo when my driver was taking me home. And in conversation, he looked in the mirror and said, I'm a Buddhist. Do you believe in religion? I said, well, not really. And I think Buddhist monks and all that do a good job. And he said to me, have you heard of the baby spirits? I said, no, baby spirits. What does that mean? He says, well, I have baby spirits working for me. Spirits, 6 baby spirits I've got. He was telling me he had these spirits looking after him. I said, and what do they do? He said, they make me wealthy. They protect me. They can attack someone. They can do anything I wish. So I said, and how do you obtain a baby spirit, Guan? And he said, well, first of all, we get a young girl or a woman who's prepared to get pregnant, pay her a lump sum. Well, it's only $1,000. And then after 8 months, 8 months of gestation, when she's pregnant, we remove her baby from the womb. I said, yes. And he says, we place the baby on the roof in the hot sun and pray incantations over it for 40 days and 40 nights. Then we put the baby in a gold leaf and roast the baby. And then it becomes our spirit. It works for us. So I said to him immediately, Sammy, that 8 months pregnant, that's murder. How can you do such a thing to women and girls? Because they know all about it. They've been paid money and paid well. In this part of the world, I said, well, it's murder. He says, we do it all the time, boss. And that's when I first got noticed about the baby spirits and what it was called, the Kuman Thong.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's how it started.
Tell us a little bit about your research into the Kuman Thong.
Well, I took a few trips on business and for pleasure to Thailand, all over Thailand, and mainly Phuket. And I went to various temples, taking photographs and talking to monks in their rest areas about the Kuman Thong. Does the Kuman Thong exist? And these 2 young monks nodded and said, yes, it does. But our part of the monkhood does not do that here. But the temple over the road does it. We don't. So we're against it. I said, what? And what happens? And they told me basically the same thing. The Kuman Thong is a baby spirit that looks after people, gives them luck and makes them powerful and rich. And that's why they do it all over Asia. And the wealthy people in Asia spend $10,000 on a spirit And that's the $9,000 profit he was telling me about they make on a baby fetus, which is incredible. But there you go.
Frightening, frightening indeed. Tell us about the 969 movement.
The 969 movement is a Buddhist movement, and it's led by a Buddhist named Ashan Wiratu. And basically what happened is he's anti-Muslim because the Muslims are taking over, coming out of Pakistan and taking over the monasteries and making the old monasteries and taking over that part of Myanmar. So this chap from the 969 movement organized a group of monks to fight back and push them back to where they came from, Pakistan. Mm-hmm. And so as we speak, there's a war going on between monks and the Muslims on the left part of Myanmar. Yeah.
Amazing. Talk to us about the role that poverty plays in these extreme practices of the Kuman Thong. I guess a desperate need for money is part of it on the part of young women.
Exactly, Logan. You've got women have a choice, two choices basically: pick rice in fields or go to town and make me some money, because you can't go to school, we can't afford that. So the girls go into town and do prostitution, and that's how they get introduced to the Kuman Thong. And they get paid a lump sum. It's a lump sum to them of $1,000 to retain a pregnancy, knowing that she'll have to get rid of the baby at 7 months and 8 months old. That's how that's the choices they've got as young girls. No
Awful.
schools for them or universities, no.
Awful. Give us an overview of the book. What will folks find when they crack open the covers?
Well, they'll find out a little bit about the Far East, about Myanmar, and about Thailand, because that's where it originates from, Bangkok. So they will find out all about the Kuman Thong, how they go about it, and how a group of expatriates, namely Terry Johnson, he is the main protagonist in the book, fight back by getting a group of monks who are anti-Kuman Thong and to fight back and make people aware that this practice actually still goes on today. It should be stopped. So by writing these books, I'm hoping that it'll get a message across to the Kuman Thong and to the prostitutes not to buy a baby spirit, or not to sell their fetuses.
Yeah. There are some who believe this is just a myth. What do you say to the skeptics about it? Do you have evidence that it's really happening?
You can Google it,
yeah,
and find out about the baby spirits. I found out about the baby spirits by talking to monks in their monasteries, different monasteries. And they would be quite happy, open and not guarded, tell me about, yes, it's a part of Buddhism which carries on today, but not all Buddhists follow it. But the Buddhists who do form their own gangs and take on prostitution, vice, drug selling, and trafficking, body trafficking, and baby spirit collection, which is a finger of in their pie, which is the most profitable at $9,000 a pop. And they would get together over a 6-month period or 3-month period. They get together 300 girls at $10,000 a pop. That's $1 million every 3 months. And it's well protected. Anybody tries to break in, they would fight back, and you find yourself into trouble. I've got myself in a few scrapes asking too many questions. Why are you asking these questions about that part of Kuman Thong? What's wrong with the rest of Buddhism? I said, Buddhism on the whole is a fabulous way to gain peace.
Mhm.
But there is that part, the darker side of Buddhism, that they just iron over. It should be exposed. And that's what I still think today.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the paradox of this all is that most people associate Buddhism as a philosophy or a religion of peace. And
Yes.
here you have extreme violence associated with it as well, right?
Yes, exactly. I pointed that out. I've written 7 or 8 books now on the subject. And people say, and I've got lots of testimonies to say how good it is and how people were surprised, totally surprised that this side of Buddhism actually exists.
Mm.
The blacker side, the darker side of Buddhism.
Yeah.
Nobody's written about it before, and it should be exposed.
Yeah,
Maybe it'll
absolutely.
slow it down, stop it,
Yeah. You
stop it from
mentioned a
going
little bit
practice,
that
stop the practice.
when you were interviewing people about this subject, it got pretty intense. Tell us what it was like talking to people in the field about the Kuman Thong.
Talking to prostitutes as well to ask them about it, and they would joke and laugh and say, "Oh yes, I've got 6 babies now, baby spirits working for me now. It's taken me 10 years to get it, but now I've got 6 babies. I'm saving up for my 7th baby." Because the prostitutes want the baby spirit for protection, money, and luck, and all that baby spirits to give them to help them, and they cast dark spells to their enemies, and have accident. Their enemies have known, and I've personally got accidents, unknown small accidents. Why did this mirror fall off the ceiling? Why did the mirror fall down? Why did I trip up down that step when I've walked down perfectly every time without this happening? And things started to happen to me, just small things that I got noticed. And I was thinking maybe they sent some bad luck onto me.
Yeah.
But that was back then. Now it's different.
Hmm. What do you hope people take away from your book after they're done reading it? What do you hope happens, changes within them, changes within society? What do you hope this book, what kind of purpose do you hope it serves?
Well, I'm hoping that it won't take away their spiritualism towards Buddhism. I'm not trying to start up a new religion or whatever. I'm hoping that it'll give them an insight into what is actually going on in modern Buddhism today. And this practice has gone on for hundreds of years.
Mm.
And when I said this has got to stop, so you can't stop it. We've got more people who will take their place. But in the books, I've had them extradited for crimes against humanity and sent to The Hague to go to court in The Hague for crimes against humanity. I put that in one of the books. And we've had explosions, and I've lost monks along the way who've been attacked by the Kuman Thong. We'd be sitting in a eating house with chopsticks, having an evening dinner, and all of a sudden, from out of nowhere, there would be 2 Kuman Thong monks with machetes, and they slash the men next to me and kill them, and then run back into the crowd so they can't be seen. We've been to places like that, and you can't stop it. There's many of them.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, you're shedding light on a very dark side of Buddhism and society, and I think you're doing great work here. The name of the book is The Blacker Side of Buddhism, the Kuman Thong in Myanmar. The author unpacks claims about the Kuman Thong, Golden Boy spirit, and how extremist religious nationalism, including the 969 movement, has shaped modern tensions. Michael, thank you so much for joining me here today.
You're welcome, Logan. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
I appreciate your time, your insight, and the terrific research you've done in working on and writing this book. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time.